Hello everybody, welcome to MJX Movies. Today I'll be yakking the 1984 film Children of the Corn, based on the Stephen King short story of the same name. In this movie, we open up in a small fictional town called Gatlin in Nebraska. A Christian church service is getting out, and a young boy and his father go to a local diner to get lunch. While there, children who've joined a religious cult murder all the adults in the diner and in town. However, they spare the young boy. As well, they spare his young sister, who is having visions of sorts. We smash cut to 3 years later, where a young couple is driving across the Midwest to go to Seattle, where the man of the couple is going to become a medical physician, or is going to take up a job as a medical physician. Along the way, they hit a child and think that they've murdered him. However, in reality, he was attempting to escape the child cult and had been murdered by them and was only just stumbling into the road to die. The young couple attempt to find help in order to report the murder and turn the body over to authorities, and are unable to find anyone. They stop at a gas station where they find a mechanic who's unhelpful and tells them to just go to the next town over. Turns out he's in league. He has a pact with the child cult that he does not break. However, nevertheless, members of the child cult murder him and as well possibly his dog. The young couple, they make their way in more into town, where they find a house. This is the house of the young boy and his sister that were spared. There they find the sister alone. They talk to her for a little bit and don't really get any answers out of her. So the man of the couple decides to go into town, leaving behind his girlfriend with the sister. The girlfriend is almost instantly caught by the child cult, where she's taken to the cornfield in order to be sacrificed to an entity or a leader known as He Who Walks Behind the Rose. The man, while in town, discovers nothing except for an abandoned town with corn all over and graffiti all over. He's found by the cult children and chased. However, luckily, he runs into the young brother, the young boy that was spared, who helps him escape the children. Together, they go to save his girlfriend, who is no longer the sacrifice because the cult has turned on the leader, the child leader of the cult, and is instead offering him up as a sacrifice. They do sacrifice him, and it turns out He Who Walks Behind the Rose is a supernatural being or entity of sorts. The couple and the young brother and sister then decide that in order to save not only themselves, but to get rid of the bad entity, the demon, whatever it is, they need to burn down the cornfield. They do. They also best the second in command, the usurper of the child cult, who has taken over. And after all of this, they go to leave town. However, they find that the car that they arrived in is no longer in working condition. So they turn around and start walking, and the film abruptly ends. If you watch this movie, you will see just how abruptly it truly is. So, this movie stars primarily Peter Horton and Linda Hamilton as the young couple, and then a bunch of child actors and character actors that I was not familiar with. I will say that for me, this movie should have either been much shorter or had a script doctor work on it, because there are long stretches of this movie where it's just a couple investigating, driving around, looking at things that are abandoned, looking at things, looking more at things. So had it been much shorter, I think it would have been a better movie. It would have been an okay short film. Or had it been punched up by a script doctor and a little bit more fleshed out in the middle, I think it also could have been much better. But what we got was a lot of filler and very little meat, so to speak. Insofar as the acting, I think that the acting levels of the adults and the children really should have been flipped. The actors, I felt, were undercranked insofar as their performances. The adults, I should say. Whereas I think the children were overcranked. The children felt a little comical trying to yell like they're adults, when in reality, if they'd been playing more their ages as children, I think it would have worked better. The on-locationness of this was good, really solid. This movie was shot in the Midwest, and so you get a really great sense of the desolation that can exist in farmland, where there's long stretches of just things like a cornfield, and you don't really come across other beings or other structures that are man-made or human-made. So yeah, for me, between yay, nay, and in between, this one is a nay. I don't really think there's a whole lot there. If you're a Stephen King fan, I guess you can watch this one, but I don't really feel like this has a whole lot to offer. It's also surprising to me that there are as many sequels and even remakes of this as there is, considering, again, that the short story doesn't really seem to have a whole lot in it. However, you know what? Maybe you're getting ethanol subsidies, in which case you kind of got to watch this movie and give this one a yay. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like and subscribe. Cheers.